From Fayetteville, North Carolina, Putt Putt Golf Courses of America proudly presents the Putt Putt Skins Championship Series for the 29th consecutive year, featuring members of the Professional Putters Association in the continuing search to find America's greatest putters. Now to set up the match and to call the play-by-play, here are your hosts, Don Clayton and Billy Packer.
On behalf of Putt Putt franchise owners throughout the United States, Japan, Australia, all over the world who invite people to come to their golf courses and play putt putt for the fun of it, we welcome you to the Skins match. This should be exciting. We hope we have some nervous players here today, and to sort of bring some calm and tranquility to them, we invited Putt Putt Paul out. Paul is a marvelous emissary of Putt Putt who goes to hospitals, orphanages, visits with children, appears in parade. And Paul, go calm these putters down, will you? Get them ready for this action. And this gentleman, unusual in a golf tournament perhaps? Not necessarily. He's here today to guard the loot. This is what the putters will be going for, some $18,000 in cash. How will they be winning the money? Billy Packer, welcome back, and tell us how they're going to win the money.
Well, I'll tell you, Don, so many years that we've been back covering the matches, and they were head-to-head matches, and you could feel the pressure building up, but nothing like this. With a carry-forward possibility, guys laying aces on top of aces, I look for even more pressure, and most of the golfers admit that the guy that's the pressure putter is going to come away with maybe even $18,000 today. So I'm looking forward to the new format. It's exciting for them. It's going to be exciting for me. Tell us just exactly how this money's going to work on down the line, and I'll get these ready on the first tee.
All right, wonderful, Billy. It's so simple how it's going to work. $1,000 on the first hole. The men are playing a one-putt rule. They only putt once. If somebody wins the hole, they win $1,000. If not, the money transfers to the second hole. And that continues for the first 9 holes when we go into regular competition where they may take 2 or more strokes. Now, these men have some very profound feelings about being here. They're amateurs who won the right to be here in state tournaments, local competitions. They're excited. And to tell you about their thoughts about today's action, here are today's contestants.
In skins competition, you have to make as many aces as possible, and hopefully they're on the right holes.
My game plan would be to stay aggressive. When you're playing for this type of money, you can lose your head very easily and get tight, and just to stay aggressive on the course, because most people will get tight.
I don't know if I have a game plan at this point. I've never played for that kind of money, but I'm going to try to enjoy myself. But when it gets down to a lot of money and a lot of carryovers, I don't know at that point. It'll be pretty serious putting.
Well, you can see Billy Kirby, one of the great putters of all time. They're feeling the pressure a little bit, and we'll be back to this opening match right here on the first hole right after this important message. Okay, Ed, you ready to go? Ed Haggerty is going to be our marshal today. And the last time we saw this young man putting, I think it was on 15 last year for the championship.
Well, I think he'll probably go a little bit further this year.
We know he's going to get 18. And, Billy, what you said, 18 aces will make you very comfortable. So let's go ahead and start it and see you've got the honors. Let's go.
The oldest putter among our competitors this year is Bill Kirby, sports editor of the Fayetteville Times, local hometown newspaper, age 38. This is one of America's great putters. Going for $1,000 on this hole.
Left rail like everybody does. Has a chance if it kicks on back. Not quite enough on that. Don, this is a slight incline here and then back up top of another incline, and that the cup sits right on the top of the plane.
At their level, seldom do they leave many holes without an ace on them.
Damn it. There's Ray and an opportunity for Rainey right off the bat here to get an
Columbus,
ace.
Ohio.
Put it in, Rainey.
Ray Miller picks up. And now Rainey Stratum from Humble, Texas, a suburb of Houston. This young man is married and is excited about being here. This is his first appearance on television. He wants this $1,000.
It looks good. Looks good. Don doesn't make it, and we're going to go on. Let's move that cash down the line here.
Now we go for $2,000 with one putt on the second hole.
Bill Kirby stays right with it.
The saddle hole. Putt of approximately 30 feet.
Cool.
Good solid stroke. If he can get a
He's
little
in the
rocket
saddle.
action, I think he's got it.
Quick.
I think he's got it coming back. Oh, Dodged it all the way, Don.
That one rimmed out, Bill.
Yeah, Bill thought he had that one. One of the great sportsmen, not only in putt-putt, but Billy just a class guy in everything that he ever gets involved in.
Yes, Ray Miller from Columbus, Ohio. He's 24 years old, 6 feet tall, weighs 200 pounds, and he puts all 200 pounds and takes it over the first hill, and it should be perfect. Should work in, and it does. And we have a hole-in-one, and Bill Kirby is pulling for Rainey Stadium to hold this by acing the hole and transferring the money to hole number 3. Rainey Stadium, age 24, Humble, Texas. Married, first TV appearance, needs an ace, has to have an ace.
Too long.
He overplayed the hole, and the first money goes to Ray Miller, and he picks up $2,000. The prize money is now down to $1,000 again as we are on hole number 3.
Little drop off here, and then back up on an incline.
These are famous putt-putt holes. Beautiful. Millions of putters across America, and Kirby shows us what you're supposed to do on this particular hole. In addition to the money, these players are competing for an all-expense for an airline ticket for 2 to Miami, Florida next February for Putt-Putt National Convention, courtesy American Airlines.
Good roll there. We can move on next hole.
That's the kind of putting that'll move us quickly to the next hole, and Rainey Stadium now is on the tee. And the prize money increases to $2,000.
Don, I think it's interesting. Rainey said this is going to be a lot of pressure for him, but he's an umpire. And I said, well, what's more pressure? He said, sometimes umpiring games with kids with the parents getting in the way.
It's interesting, Billy. This young man said one day he was walking out of his house, and the TV was on, and he happened to glance and saw some people putting on a putt-putt tournament on TV, and that's what caused him to go out and find the course and start playing, and now he's on TV.
The thing that I also admired him, he says he tries to take on, even when he got started, the very best players so he could learn from them, and obviously he has learned very well.
And the hometown favorite, Bill Kirby, tries to match the ace to continue the money to the next hole.
He's got a chance. Very good.
And we move to hole number 5 with $2,000 on the line.
Some hot strokers right here, Don. I tell you what, the putting strokes have been very smooth.
I'm sorry, there's $3,000 on the line.
We've got 2 skins that advanced here. Ray was a little quick on that one.
Hit it.
A little quick.
The players are mic'd, and they might express themselves from time to time. Rainey stated an opportunity to pick up $3,000 if he aces and Bill Kirby misses.
He's got a chance right over the top.
And the pressure falls on our experienced man.
Tom, one of the things that's interesting, Rainey was talking about how competitive the weekly matches are down in Texas with all the outstanding players. And we know Mark Portugal's down there now. It took him to the last week of the season to win one of their weekly tournaments. This could be for 3. I don't know if it's over. Nope.
It can go back. It could. No, it does not.
Not enough. Didn't have the
and
touch.
Rainey Stadium picks up $3,000, and we have $5,000 of the $18,000 now has been won. That still leaves a pleasant $13,000 and to be competed for. We go now to hole number 6 with Ray Miller, Columbus, Ohio, on the tee.
Don Ray says the key is to be aggressive, and you can see he's coming right after it here. I believe he's got it.
He nailed it.
No need to hold back. It's only a one-shot deal here. And as you said, Don, nobody's going to win anything with 2 fellas having bogeys. Got a chance. Ooh, a little quick.
A little hard.
You can hear Rainey say just a little quick. A lot of pressure on this number 3 man. I think that's the toughest position in this new skins approach concept is being that number 3 guy. He rimmed all the way around.
At the finish of play on hole number 6, Rainey Stadium has won $3,000. Ray Miller also has $3,000. Bill Kirby, the favorite, has been shut out. Hole number 7 was a carryover, with Statham and Kirby both acing. We picked up the action on hole number 8, now worth $2,000 in prize money.
Here's just a slam shot coming up now. Hit it and pray.
This young man's been a pro since 1982, and he knows how to slam it.
Not enough.
So close.
3 banks on this particular shot. Just about all the players do the same thing. Beautiful hand touch that Rainey has, the way he holds the club and gets down over it. Only 138 pounds on that 6-foot frame. Ooh, yeah, some shot.
Oh, yes.
He's kind of laughing.
Rainey is red hot. He's happy. He had the best stroke average of anyone in the state of Texas in competition in that state last year. And he's continuing that excellent putting.
Says he plays every week in tournaments. Loves that pressure. Pop. Got a chance. Nope.
And Rainey Stadium now moves to $5,000 in prize money, picking up $2,000 on this hole.
Here's number 9, which is a very, very difficult hole.
This is the last of the one-putt holes. Hole number 9.
Don, what's so interesting on hole number 9 here is if you're in the first position, you know, most guys would want to lay up here in the normal match, but being in the first position and what Ray has said all along is I want to stay aggressive, but it's a very difficult hole to ace. Most of the players in the tournament feel it's the most difficult.
The shadows are beginning to be formed now by the afternoon sun.
He's going. Here's the problem.
He got lucky, Billy.
Yeah, he did in a way, but this is a very, very difficult hole to ace, and let's see what happens.
Yes, if they were trying to play this for regulation scores, they would be playing it a bit differently. They're all charging it because we're playing essentially a hole-in-one tournament for the first 9 holes.
Oh. Rainey thought he had it. I'll tell you what, Don, I haven't seen anybody with a smoother stroke than what Rainey's putting on the ball so far.
Paul seems to be rather serious about all this.
Get a good glimpse of Billy Kirby's putting grip one time.
Billy wants some part of this prize money on the front 9, and this is his last chance. Going on the 9th hole, the man we thought would win the maximum amount of money in this event goes into the back 9 without a victory.
As good as I can.
And Bill says he hit it as good as he could hit it. You'll have an opportunity on the backside to see if he can improve on that. And we'll be back after this announcement to see what Billy Kirby can do about reversing his fortune on the backside.
Well, it's a real pleasure to have J.L. Dawkins, the Honorable Mayor of Fayetteville, with us today. Mr. Mayor, putt-putt golf is something that has to be awful close to your heart in more ways than one. Tell us about it.
Well, of course, I started out many years ago, 34 to be exact, as the first manager of putt-putt, and have learned a lot from putt-putt about having a good time and working long hours.
Was Don Clayton your boss at that time?
Don Clayton was my boss, and a lot of times still is.
It's a wonder you ever made it to mayor under those circumstances. But, you know, I understand from him that you were the first man ever to come up with the ticket giveaway idea. Is that really your idea?
Well, it was Don's idea. I just went out before we had a microphone and yelled out the first one to score a hole-in-one wins a free pass, and 4 people got to the office before I could get back. So.
I know you're awful proud of your community. I look back here at the sign, and we see that Fayetteville sits in the middle of New York and Miami. I understand you have a new hub here, though.
We've got a new hub, American Airlines, and we would like everyone to fly in and see us or drive in and see us.
Well, you have a great city here, no question about it. We're happy that you've taken the time to stop out here and watch this outstanding match today. In regard to the players, as you look back when it all started, just putt-putt for the fun of it, and now we see these quality players, are you amazed at their skill level?
I'm tremendously amazed, Billy. These fellows would tear me and my former colleagues up if we played them.
Well, we're going to let our boss get back in here, and we're going to watch these fellas play the backside. I know you had a little something for him.
I'd like to give you an All-American City pin and give one to my boss and chairman of the board, Don Clayton, from an All-American city to some All-American people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Let's get back in that 10th tee and see what these fellas can do. Okay, Ray Miller will head down the line. We've got 2 carryovers here, so we're putting for $2,000. Ray already has 3 in the pocket.
See them all. Get in there. All right.
Right down through the 2 pipes, up the 2 little hills, and Ray Miller off to a good start.
And then the young man